Okay, Deputy Laura, I am feeling better today. And Sydney, I talked to my friend. She she's in Austin, one of my classmates. And she's like, "How was Thanksgiving?" I'm like, "It's great." She said, "Well, I ended up getting whatever I have." I'm like, "Me too." But I told her I'm almost over it. But yesterday, oh my gosh.
I got something too, but I thought I got it from my granddaughter. So I just started taking steroids and bought some D or something like that.
Well, I'm trying.
For it in a day and a half.
Well, I'm trying not to fall back on doing so many antibiotics because they said if you do that, then your body, yes.
Yeah. But yeah, that's why they usually give me a steroid shot. So I already had steroids. So I was like, I'm just going to take this. My grandson's like, "You're taking steroids." I said, "Well, it's working."
And of course, during the zombie apocalypse, you're not going to have steroids anyway. Deputy Laura, I'm forwarding something to you. See, I thought it was too sweet, but Robert, you say it was good?
Yeah.
All right. Cindy, was it good?
It was a little.
All right. Cindy is like iffy on it. Yeah. Was it good?
Baby screen.
All right. Rick, was it good?
It was good, yes.
Yesterday we did one and it tasted like the medicine you took when you were a child. The great, everything is great. Oh, James Toshi.
And it's high.
Wait a minute, Raphael Leal.
Good morning.
It's a Christmas miracle. So guys, Robert, we're gonna have to get home early because it's gonna snow. Yeah. I mean, it is 40, I think it's 41 today.
Well, it's 45 in there.
Yeah. All right, everyone, I'm going to call the docket at 9. To the people in the audience, before I call the docket, here are some rules you need to follow. If you have a relative or a friend or someone you're here to see because they're an inmate, you're not allowed to speak to them for security reasons. If you do, the deputy is going to tap you on your shoulder. There's no need to argue with the deputy. Just step outside. You will only be allowed back in the courtroom if you're being called as a witness. All right. And Robert, I'm still smarting over LSU's throwing away money.
I feel your pain, but not that much. I have got a lot of commentary about the Longhorns not making the playoffs. I know that's a sore subject to Doshi, but you lose to Florida.
Oh, well, it seems like you're trying to disparage Florida. We're going to have to call Cornelius in here. Good morning.
Oh, you got disparaged a lot last year and we deserved it.
Okay.
But at least they didn't get Lincoln.
And our coaching was bad against the OU game, just so you know. But I salute you in your victory.
But it was a fun game at the end.
Yeah.
Once it was over.
All right, I'm going to call the docket. When I call the docket, you need to stand and let me know you're here. Otherwise, I'm going to assume you're not here and a warrant may be issued for your arrest. In custody, Benito Vasquez. So he's not in custody? Okay. Juan Martinez, Vincent Savage, custody, Brian Matthew Mahan. Marcos Rios, Jonathan Gadina, custody. Alexis Hernandez. Wilmer Valdemir Ruiz Ortega, custody, Ryan Jimenez. Gary Hernandez. Gary R. Hernandez. Wesley Lynch, Rogelio Favala, custody, Antonio Valentin Carrizales. Antonio Valentin Carrizales. Tiana Cheeseman. Mario Rodriguez, custody. Jeremy Michael Bass. Thank you. Jason Ordana.
He's, I expect him walking in a minute, but he's not gonna get there.
Alex Sosa.
Here,
Nicholas Salazar.
Your Honor.
Thank you. Danny Rivas. Luis Andrew Medina. The third. Oh, Zoom. Joe Victor Campa. Thank you. Vanessa Herman. Let me see if she's on Zoom. Vanessa Flores Herman. Timothy Trinidad Rivas.
Your Honor.
Jessica Cantu, custody. Raquel Ortiz, custody. David Hernandez, custody. Charles W. Atwell III. Charles W. Atwell III. Alberto Acosta, custody. Zenaida. Thank you. Zenaida Ramirez. Anthony Blackburn. Thank you. Deanber Cross. Deanber Lynn Cross. Could I have that violation report, please? Joe Gilbert Martinez. Carlos Arredondo, custody. Anthony Jade Montejo. Is that how you pronounce that? Thank you. David Hernandez, Justina Salceda. Nashia Harrison, custody. Duran Evans. Thank you. Ricky Pardo, custody. Abel Martinez. Lee Andrew Martinez, custody. Jose Manuel Escalante. Thank you. Theron Walker, custody. Caitlin Jeffrey, custody. Denver Cross. Alonzo Taylor, custody. All right, is there anyone whose name wasn't called or you came in late? What's your name? All right, attorneys. Let me see if there are new attorneys in here. All right, attorneys, I'm going to tell you these rules because sometimes you all forget the rules. You're not ready to approach the court unless you confer with the state and confer with your client. If your client is in custody, yes, your client needs to be brought out. They're going paperless. At some point in time, I'm sure this system is going to fail and who knows what's going to happen then, but we're dealing with it now. So if you are ready, you need to let the clerk know. When you approach the clerk to sign in, let them know if it's a motion to revoke or if it's a plea, what is it concerning? That way they'll know what I need to have to take care of your case. Probation, is there probation? If you could raise your hand. That's Vashawn today. All right, she's an integral part of this process. If you're seeking probation for your client, if your client is on probation, confer with her because I'm going to ask her opinion. Court reporter is here. Don't talk behind the court reporter when we're on the record because it makes it difficult for her to hear and it interferes with the flow of things. So today is Tuesday. We are so close to Christmas than we were yesterday. Oh, their applause in the back. My goal this year for Christmas is to make sure all my Christmas cards don't have to be sent overnight because that's expensive. So everyone, please confer and let's have a good day. I'm sorry, what? Stella, like, what is that streetcar named Desire? Ah, have you seen Streetcar Named Desire?
No, they always, well, I don't know what it is, but we always.
Streetcar Named Desire.
Always.
But you have to do it in the rain. You've seen Streetcar Named
Yes.
Desire with
But I'm not gonna act it out.
what is his name? It's Marlon Brando.
Yes.
Okay, let me just tell you, that story was so sad because Stella came into town and people were saying that she was loose. Don't ask me why, as a 5-year-old, I was watching that because it was inappropriate, but who knows? But when I got older and I rewatched it, I learned that she comes to town, she drinks, she's considered loose, and she moves in with her sister and her sister's husband. Well, Marlon Brando character rapes her. You remember that?
No, I don't remember any of that
Yes.
story.
So he ends up raping her, and the sister gets upset with the sister who's raped. That's why Marlon Brando is in the street trying to get, the other sister back, Stella, and she ends up taking him back.
How about that?
Yeah. And it's just like Hood with
You got your memory for these.
what is his
movies.
name? It's the guy who has the salad dressing, Paul Newman.
Oh,
And the lady who was playing, she was their housekeeper, and she won an Oscar. I don't think she won an Oscar for that. Patricia, I think her name is either Patricia Neal or Patricia O'Neill. I don't even know why we were watching that, but I'm like, there was a sexual assault in that as well. But people are shocked that movies, I want to say like in the 40s and the 50s, like we always thought movies were rated like PG. We started having G when I was old enough to go to the theater. We started having G, PG, and then PG-13. But in the very beginning, they didn't have those ratings. So you would get a lot of stuff on TV and you're just like, what?
plus, you wouldn't see advertisements. You wouldn't even know what they're about and you take your family and.
I remember the first person who used profanity on screen was in MASH, and somebody had gotten killed, and it was Hawkeye. And he was very upset, and he used the BS word, right?
Wow.
And everybody was stunned, and we're sitting there watching TV, we're stunned. But, it's like, yeah, he was in the moment feeling it.
That sounds good.
But yeah, no. But hey, what's going on?
My client arrived.
Oh, who's your guy?
Jason Ordona.
Jason Ordona.
Ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. So there we go. I'll be the phone a friend person.
Essentially, you able to beat my.
I'm working on it right now. I ended up going home. Well, no, I forgot the medication I'm supposed to be taking for this congestion and everything. So I went home to take that after we finished the docket and forgot to take this. But we're gonna read it now.
Great, work for you. Great.
I didn't see any cheese. Second row.
Oh, thank you. I try.
The night up, yes, second row.
Right.
Okay. You have a seat, so we have to wait for you to turn.
He's gonna have to be by Zoom.
You he needs to call to the back to get the room. Have a seat, sir. You need to have a seat and he needs to call you off.
I'll be taking your hat off, please.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's 220.
What?
Out of 250, give me 220. I'm meeting with him tomorrow. We're gonna do a bunch of
Yes.
questions. I'm gonna ask him why.
Yes, because I'm gonna have to tell him no.
No, they don't. Punctuation.
Mhm.
Really strict question.
Mhm. Okay, on this one, paper number 2, you should probably expand it a little bit to tell them what a victim impact statement is. Yeah. Okay. Because sometimes, once you get used to the terminology that's used, sometimes you forget that other people don't know the terminology. Yeah.
Hey, Ron, if you're just showing up, if you could please step right up here to the gate, we'll get you checked in just a second.
Some of them are from my experience at the C-26. I think.
No, I can only sign the ones that are here. So if you can tell me, because you didn't put which one was 226, which one was not. If you'll go through and let me know.
So that it happens by then.
Okay.
Take a roll.
Is anyone ready?
First one down, fourth one down, sorry.
Just now get from here,
You
please.
say page 6? All right, thank you.
Oh, you know what?
All right, thank you.
Good.
It's like another car.
Oh, yes.
We're supposed to have one more meeting with you, but then you canceled. You guys did come to my office one by one. Fine.
Oh,
My friends are avoiding us.
sorry, which one? Just give me a moment. I'll do this one first, then I'll do that one. All right. Iberto Acosta. Come forward, Acosta. Where is he? Come down.
That one coming out right behind y'all, please. Okay. Wait, sir. Sir, if I can get you still. I was good in the middle. Yeah.
All right, who's the prosecutor on Umberto Acosta Jr.? No problem. All right, counsel, on this case, have you received all discovery?
I am still in the process of getting it, Your Honor. Additionally, after speaking with my client, he has told me that he is suffering from certain mental issues. And the incident in question, possibly there may be an insanity issue involved, so I'm gonna go ahead and file motion for competency and insanity.
Right. Thank you, counsel. Ms. Ferguson, Defense is going to file a competency evaluation. Call this for the last week we're here. All right, so this is going to be recalled for December 18th, just to make sure you don't get lost in the system. Do you have any questions about anything?
No.
All right, so your attorney is going to file a motion so that a doctor can speak with you, so that we can make sure you can proceed with the remaining of the process, okay?
Sure.
All right,
All right,
thank you. Have a good morning.
Betsy.
Thank you.
All right, so from calling about this one.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right, D'Amber Cross. Good morning.
No contact with clients.
All right,
There
so,
have been 6 violation reports with pretrial.
all right, just a second. Deputy Laura, if somebody can make the announcement outside for D'Amber L. Cross. Court is going to call 2025 CR 013339 State versus D'Amber Cross. This is Criminal Trial Division. Could I have parties announced for the record?
Alma Benavides for the Amber Kraus.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 9:18 a.m. We're here on a violation report. This is the defendant's 6th violation report. According to the violation report, the defendant has not made contact with pretrial services. Deputy, did you make an announcement for the defendant?
Yes, ma'am, no response.
All right, defense, have you had any contact?
No, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Your Honor, we're gonna have to turn on.
All right, the court will issue a judge's warrant, remand your client without bond. If he makes an appearance, the court will reconsider.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Have a
Thank
good
you.
day.
Good day.
That's also on that premature warrant active.
All right, on this one, he has a PR bond. Does he have a second case? Because according to the document for pretrial services, it's a PR bond. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Judge, it's only one piece.
Okay, all right, thank you. So when somebody is on a PR bond, they have to report to pretrial services. Sometimes they have to report to pretrial services, even though they're not on PR bonds. And so pretrial services, it's similar to probation in the fact that people have to check in, take UAs, and it's supposed to address any issues they have. But when it's a violation, if you don't check in. So this person is charged with possession less than a gram, which is a state jail felony. So I've given him chances to make contact with probation, given his attorney a chance to try to contact them, and there's nothing else you can do. All right, anyone else ready? Gary Hernandez?
Prison.
Oh, thank you. I just have a seat. Antonio Carrizales? Antonio Valentin Carrizales?
Fine, sure.
Vanessa Flores Herman? Or either Vanessa Flores Herman? Charles W. Atwell III? Zenaida Renee Ramirez? Joe Gilbert Martinez III? Where is he?
Showing up late, just stand right there at the swing door, and we'll get you checked in shortly.
What is your name, sir?
Second row, sir. Did Joe Martinez? No, sorry. Second row.
Good morning. Yes.
This was an add-on to Docket, but they're amending the MTR as well.
There you are.
Thank you, man.
You're welcome.
Oh, okay. Joe Gilbert. Here. Yeah, right here. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'll take it. The night off. Nicholas was on. Nicholas was on. That's fine. And then that was. Brian, that's the date. It's cheap. Cheaper.
Anyone ready?
Jeremy might go back.
All right, Jonathan Cadena. Yes. So have you all worked out an agreement?
We've worked on the agreement, Judge. We were not able to come to an agreement, so we have to get a setting for trial.
All right, Deputy Laura. Gadena needs to be sent back to jail and brought over dressed for trial. Today is your jury trial date and plea deadline date. So if you could ask them to do a rush on him. All right, we'll see you back this afternoon for jury trial.
Trial today, Judge?
Yes, because today was set for a jury trial and plea deadline date.
But
And it's-
yesterday was just a plea deadline.
No, yesterday was plea deadline date and jury trial date. It was set at the same time.
See, I didn't know that. I haven't got it closed.
Oh, no, they'll send you back. And you'll be brought over dressed.
Jury selection later today?
Yes. Who's next? Has anyone else signed in? Hi,
Can I approach Judge?
yes.
I was thinking about you this morning and I was gonna ask you an odd favor.
I'm a Shriner with a bunch of older guys, and I hate to say this, a lot of the Shriners are older guys. But there's one Shriner that all he does is watch your channel, and he calls me every time I'm on it, and he's not doing well. He's fighting cancer bad. Would you let me send a videotape of him just saying, Tom, I know you watch me and I'm wishing you good night. You want to meet in the hall? Could you give me a zippity? I wanted to visit him this weekend.
Sure, and I'll talk to him on, if he is,
He's non-responsive.
page 3. And who is it? Let me see what Ryan Jimenez is set for. Yes. Mhm. All right, thank you. Anyone else ready?
Yes.
What's the defendant's name? And do you have a docket? Norma, can you print out an extra docket? All right, who's here on Duran Evans? And where is he? Yes.
With back taking, filed up for court order.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
All right, so what is happening with this case?
This is a case that was transferred from the 399th. We had been on the trial docket down there for over a year trying to get a trial. We're requesting a jury trial.
Right?
I mean, if they want a trial, that's fine. I was just gonna make sure that all discovery is properly disclosed.
Mhm.
Assuming it is, I would assume it has been if it's been over there for so long. Otherwise, if he wants his trial, we're fine with the jury trial.
All right, see you back at 1:30.
Today?
Yes. All right, see y'all at 1:30.
Yes, thank you.
I was told originally that this was a discovery setting, this is the first setting.
But now you said you wanted a jury trial and you all been waiting for a jury trial, so I'm giving you one.
My only issue is that I've had witnesses, we've shown up for trial, I think at least 10 times. We've had judges the judge told us 3 nights, you have to wait and see if this board hour goes. So I've more than a few witnesses that have had to miss work, and I've been trying to coordinate with them. I double checked that this was not going to be a trial setting.
Mhm.
I was told it's a discovery setting, it's not going to go to.
So
trial.
here's the thing, I would tell attorneys, don't lead with, we've been waiting for a jury trial, we want a jury trial, and then when I give you a jury trial, then it's, well, really not today. So I'll see you all back at 1:30. You can call and see if your witnesses are available. If they're not, then you need to file a motion for continuance and the court will hear it.
Okay.
All right, thank
Thank-
you. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Yes.
Yes.
Second one down.
Okay. All right, this is a status update on what? Who's here on Caitlin Jeffrey? Is this a status update on the MIC evaluation?
Correct, Judge.
All right, and where are we on that?
So, Judge, it was completed yesterday, my understanding, so it was given by probation.
All right, thank you. All right, Caitlin Jeffrey, if you'll come down. Hello.
Hi,
How are you doing today?
I'm a little anxious.
All
but
right,
I'm
well,
doing good.
okay, what are you anxious about?
Well, just that you said that you were gonna release me today if I came back before you.
Well, no, I said we're
Upon-
gonna get an
Right,
update
right.
for the MIC evaluation. Here's the thing,
Okay.
you're on probation, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And I don't want you to fail
Right.
at probation. The issue is that your MIC evaluation results are suggesting a Takami evaluation or, and your appointment for the Takami evaluation probation. With Takami evaluations, it says that it's in March.
Yes.
Is there any way that we can see if Center for Healthcare Services will be able to take care of any mental health issues?
My understanding is they are backed up. I think March was the earliest.
But is she allowed to do Center for Healthcare Services or no?
I believe there they take walk-ins, so I don't think it's vital.
Judge, if I may add a few things on behalf of my client. Her fiance is here in the gallery, Judge, and I spoke to her before coming forward with you, Judge, and she is prepared to give some testimony regarding their plan as far as if Caitlin is released. When I first met Caitlin, she was coming out of being unstable, and she is obviously way stable now, more stable now. She's been on medication.
Well, let's call the fiance.
Okay, yes, Judge.
All right, the court is calling 2025 CR 013204 State versus Caitlin Nicole Jeffrey. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Lauren Smith for the state.
And Jonathan Alvarado for the defense.
And are you Caitlin Jeffrey?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court has received the results of the MIC evaluation. The MIC evaluation is suggesting that there be, that she remain in custody for Takami. And in regards to the Takami evaluations, those have to be done in custody. They're telling me that their next available date for her would be March 31st, 2026. That's their recommendation. They're saying that the optional treatment plan would be Center for Healthcare Services. So you stated you have a witness
Yes, Judge.
to speak to her stability.
Yes, Judge.
All right, call your witness.
Defense calls Danielle Hart.
All right, and if you'll step to
Yes,
this side, please. All right, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Danielle Hart.
All right, defense, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Hart, you know we're here today for a probation hearing regarding Caitlin. Can you explain to the court who you are to Caitlin?
I'm her fiance.
How long have you known Caitlin?
A little over 2 years.
And are you aware of Caitlin's mental health issues?
Yes, I am.
How are you aware of that?
She has told me in her own words, I've experienced an onset of an episode as well as seen her when she is stable on her medication as well.
And when she's stable on medication, is she somebody who can function, be a normal person in society, be somebody who's not a threat to others and herself?
Correct. Yes, she was on her medication. She's fully functional, school full-time, work full-time, as well as holding a social life.
Now, regarding Caitlin's past, she's here today on a less than 1 gram Bloomington 2 case, but she does have some prior cases.
Correct.
Is that fair? And isn't it true that she actually is on parole?
Yes.
Okay. And from what you told me and what Caitlin told me, she actually has a parole hearing next. Is that fair?
Yes, sir. On the 10th.
And is it your understanding, and obviously we don't know until the hearing,
Correct.
but that because she was granted probation in this case, that there is a strong likelihood she would continue on parole?
Yes.
With regards to if and when Caitlin is released, what are y'all's plans as far as keeping Caitlin stable in an unstructured environment?
Well, I work from home. I own my own company. I work in marketing and consulting other businesses and helping them function properly. So I'm able to relocate. I'm planning on moving to San Antonio. For one, I'm the one person that she does trust to handle her affairs. She actually signed power of attorney over to me on her own accord and own suggestion upon this incarceration. We do plan on going to parole and probation, checking in, as well as she has opted to offer to go to Laurel Ridge upon release for a like a crisis care for a few days, just to get back on track with mental health, get the medication rolling again, continuing what she has here. I have seen a big difference, and she has well, between being incarcerated and now, as far as being stable on her medication. So we do plan on continuing the medication, and then her going back to work and school as well, once Laurel Ridge is finished.
And as far as work goes, y'all been able to obtain employment for her through, I think, your connections, or maybe with you, is that right?
No, it's through my friend. He has a few different companies, and he's extended a sales position to her, which would also work from home and allow her to, I guess, the flexibility to do everything that parole and probation requires her to do as well. It's an office job. He would supply her with the laptop and everything else that she needs for the job as well.
And going back a little bit, when this offense happened, who's she living with? Caitlin.
She was living with her mother.
Okay. And her mother actually came to court last time, is that right?
Yes.
And she's supportive of Caitlin, but my understanding is that upon release, y'all are gonna living separately. It's not gonna be like she's living with her mom. Is that fair?
So we would be living together as immediately
You
upon
would.
release. Correct. Yes. Mhm. And it would likely be at her mom's house. And
Okay,
Mhm.
at first, okay. And does the mom have any issue with that?
As far as we know, no.
Now, the court understandably is probably concerned that upon release, if TDRF is not put into place, that she could be unstable. Can
Correct.
you explain some of the things y'all have in mind? What will you be personally doing as far as helping with Caitlin staying on track and staying stable?
So I've been, I also have a friend with schizoaffective disorder, so I've dealt with this for a long time. I've also been attending NAMI courses out in Sugar Land in Houston, both online and in person, to help me become a better supportive spouse as well for her. As in reference to knowledge on the disorder, to help me learn how to deal with episodes as they begin. I've also learned that the cognitive behavior therapy is one of the best ones because it teaches them how to not just stop, it doesn't necessarily stop the episode, but it teaches them ways to distract themselves when they feel the episode on onset, I guess is the best way to put it.
As far as you know, has Caitlin had something like that in her life?
No, she has not. This is the first time she has had somebody that is willing to help her tackle the mental health issue, which is the root of everything else, I believe.
I pass it on to Judge.
Any questions?
Very briefly, so you stated that you and Caitlin have known each other for about 2 years, is that correct? Were y'all in a relationship on or about July 30th, 2000?
No.
Okay, so you met her prior to the incident,
Correct,
y'all were not
yes.
speaking in that time. Okay, where did you reside in July of 2025?
Sugarland.
Sugarland, where is that? 2025, you weren't taking a role to ensure Caitlin's stability, got that?
Correct, yes, ma'am.
So why the difference now versus that?
We were on and off for a while, and then she went into one of her episodes, completely cut me out. I know better than to push when it comes to that kind of disorder. But now that she is stable on her medication at the last time I saw her and spoke with her, she was not. And so, but this time, like I said, she willingly relinquished power of attorney over to me. And so I now have, I guess, over her affairs and can ensure that she can do what she needs to do.
So what are you going to do if Miss Jeffrey has an unstable episode and tries to push you out?
So, like I said, I've been taking classes, and one thing I've learned is to just talk calmly, rationally, not argue. And I have learned that it can get a little combative, but I've also learned how to, I guess, relieve that as well in the classes.
No further questions.
All right, I just have a few. Any objections?
No, Judge.
All right. Where you all are planning to live, are there any minors in the home?
Yes,
What are their ages?
16.
16? And what is,
Yeah, it's her daughter.
it's her daughter? And has Child Protective Services been involved?
Not that I'm aware of. No, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, if you'll come forward. So this is what I'm going to do. Her parole hearing is on December 10th. I've done parole hearings before. So sometimes when you have a parole hearing, the hearings officer will let you know, this is what I'm going to be recommending. Sometimes they don't. Usually whatever the hearing officer recommends is usually what ends up happening. So since your parole hearing is on December 10th, I'm going to recall this on December 18th, and I'll make my decision. What I can tell you, if parole continues you, then more likely than not, I'm going to want you to be set up with appointments for Center for Healthcare Services, because that is a long time to wait if she's stable. And counsel, what I'll need from you
Yes, Judge.
is a report from the jail that she's stable on her medications and she's actually med compliant.
Okay.
So of course you'll need to get a release from her and they'll give you the information. So if I receive information from you that she's med compliant, and if your hearings officer says we're going to continue you on parole, then more likely than not, I'll be releasing her to do treatment for Center for Healthcare Services. But if she doesn't follow through with Center for Healthcare Services, a motion to revoke is going to be filed. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I definitely will follow through.
All right, so you're going to be recalled back here on December 18th because I've been told that your parole hearing is on December 10th.
Yes, ma'am.
Because it would do me no good to say, we're going to release you for Center for Healthcare Services. Because if you have, we can go off the record, because if you have a parole hold, they're not going to release you anyway. And if they decide to revoke you on your parole, then you may not want to be on probation here, because when you leave parole, you'll be on probation.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, when you leave prison, you'll be on probation.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you have any questions about anything?
No, thank you.
All right. You're welcome. We'll see you back on December 18th.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge.
You're welcome. And Norma, that'll be for status.
Yes,
Anyone else ready? Oh, could you give that to him and let him know he needs to return it back to probation?
Fifth one down, Zenaida.
Zenaida Ramirez.
Judge?
Hello. Why were you late for court?
I was outside, waiting in line and parking, trying to find parking right there.
All right, so here's the thing. In this court, docket starts at 9.
Okay,
So now you know the time crunch you have standing in line, you can calculate that.
yes,
But you
ma'am.
need to be in court at 9, you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, where are we on discovery?
Your Honor, I believe we've got most of the discovery that is available at this time. And so we're pretty satisfied with that, what is available so far.
State, were you able to tender an offer? All right, Ms. Ferguson. This is PTD. Can you give me a date for the last day in December to make sure that the application is completed? All right, we're going to be back here on December 18th. Make sure that you're on time and counsel. Just make sure the application is completed.
Yes, Your Honor, I completed it personally and turned it into the cage down the hall.
Oh, you've already completed it?
It's already complete, Judge.
Thank you.
We're ahead of
All
the
right,
curve.
Norma, then give me a different date for PTD. All right, then we will move you to January 5th.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. So are you out of Bear County?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm in Bear County.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. My first time meeting you. It's, Rudy. Okay.
Rudy Wattier, Judge.
Wattier. Ah, is that a Louisiana
It's a
connection?
French background. My grandparents are from Belgium. So.
Oh, wow. They don't consider themselves French though, right?
Well, there's a little bit of contention there, Judge, but at the end of the day, those quarters move all the time over there in Europe, so.
Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you. Well, have a good one. Once she signs the reset form, she's excused. Just have a seat and your attorney will bring the reset form to you.
Okay.
All right,
Thank
thank you. All right, who's next?
Judge,
Hi.
I was sent up here by the magistrate.
Yes.
It's kind of a procedural type thing. I've got a guy that's been in jail. He was arrested in June,
What is his cost number?
but he's got several calls numbers, but 2025 PF 24654. But he's got a case, he's been indicted in this court.
Okay, what's the indicted case number?
Indicted case number is 2025 CR 013504. 013504.
Okay, I'm seeing if it's pulling up. All right, let me go back. 2025 CR 015.
13504.
Oh, 13504.
Ruben Cancino.
Yes.
He picked up 3 cases,
Mhm.
2 small drug cases and a felon in possession of a firearm in June. He bonded out. He gets arrested on August 17th on a new case. The case has been indicted.
Mhm.
He's been in jail since August 17th. I filed a motion having released on a PR bond. It's been 9 days now. Tony and the magistrate, we talked to the magistrate about that. They did not go off bond. He's been in jail since August 17th. They did not go off bond on those 3 cases in June
Mhm.
until September the 9th. Question is the 90 days start when he's arrested in August 17th, or does it start when they
there's
go
an-
off bond?
Well, if there's an intervening factor, according to the law, where he gets arrested on something else, then the clock starts differently.
Starts what?
The clock starts differently. If there's an intervening factor of an arrest between the 90 days.
He was in jail continually. He got arrested August the 17th. He's been there ever since that.
Mhm. And then the bondsman went off.
Didn't go off bond until September the 9th. He waited almost 2 weeks, 3 weeks to go off bond. He was in jail. Does that period of time count toward the 90 days? I believe it ought to. I see why he should, because the bondsman doesn't go off, he should be penalized.
Well, then legally, he's not in custody. Give me the dates.
August the 17th
Mhm.
is when he was rearrested.
Okay. And what was he rearrested for?
The case has been indicted. It's an assault case, I believe.
I'll say, so was he rearrested because the bondsman got off his bond?
He was rearrested because of the new assault case.
Okay, so we have August 17th, rearrested. Okay, what happened before then?
Back in June, he picked up 3 cases that he bonded out on.
June, 3 cases. And he bonded out.
He bonded out.
Okay. So that's in June. And then August 17th, he has a new case.
Right.
And then what happens after August 17th?
September the 9th, the bondsman goes off those 3 original cases that he posted bond for back in June.
Okay,
Bondsman goes off. And the new case gets indicted. He's still in jail on that case. He hasn't posted bond. October 17th case that he got arrested for assault. He's been indicted, but he didn't post bond. Okay. So the question is he entitled to a PR bond on those first 3 cases?
well, one, the August 17th date, what type of case is that? The new case.
It's the assault case. It's the case.
Oh, so first of all, he's not eligible for a bond for family violence cases, whether it's 90 days or not, because they changed the law on that.
Oh, really? I think it's family violence.
Yeah. No. I mean, they changed the law on that.
No, I'm saying, I think that the case is a family violence case, the assault case.
So
Oh, he's not entitled to it, huh? Really?
not a PR bond.
No. They were gonna post bond on the new assault case.
Mhm.
But the other 3 cases,
That
it'll
he,
save him a lot of money if he gets PR bond on those 3.
and what are those 3 cases?
Possession 1 to 4. Felon in possession of a firearm. And a possession less than 1 gram.
Yeah, I can tell you, he's not going to get a PR bond for a felon in possession case.
By law or just.
So if you look at the new bond laws that have been enacted, some of it relates to violent offenses. Some of it relates to somebody who's actually been to prison before. And I'm assuming he's been to prison before because you have the felon in possession. So there are different things. If you want, I can let you review my book.
Yeah, if you got, I'll go back and step back in again. Now, I wouldn't say he's been to prison. If he may have a conviction, but he didn't go to prison. Now, would that apply? These cases that happened before September 1, would that apply to bonds afterwards?
Mm-hmm. And let me see. I find this book to be very helpful.
Where'd you get it?
Oh, they give it to all judges.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm interested in knowing not just this case. but
Oh, no. There's a lot that has happened with bonds. And I tell everybody when they say, but Judge, surely you can do it. And I'm like, no, because my insurance doesn't cover me going outside the law. And even if it did, I still wouldn't
understand.
go outside the law.
No,
you know.
I know that. I know that.
But
I've been around you long enough. You gotta be by the book.
let me see if I can find it in here.
Guys, don't talk in the box. Unless you're an attorney speaking.
All right, who's next? All right, he's supposed to be zooming in from jail. He's not on. All right. Louis Andrew Medina.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. So why were you late for court?
I was trying to find parking in the parking, so I ended up having to go all the way to the park.
All right, so
Yeah.
here's the thing. You have to make sure
Yes,
you're
ma'am.
here on time, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so today's plea deadline date.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm asking the court for an additional lucid if we may. Mr. Medina, at the time that this was set, was in custody. He has bonded out. Due to some of my unavailability, we haven't been able to get together to review evidence to decide if plea or trial is the appropriate way to resolve this case. We are not demanding trial at this point, just asking for some additional time to work up this case.
All right, Norma, on this case, if you'll put plea deadline date and jury trial date for December 8th. All right,
Very well, Your Honor.
thank you. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. And thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
No.
All right, who else is ready? Brian Mahan. All right, state, did you tender an offer? All right, I need to make sure in each one of his cases that you all have done an acknowledgement of discovery. All right, your plea deadline date and jury trial date is going to be December 8th.
It's Monday.
Yes.
Okay, so. Big deadline. And if no plea, then
Jury
jury.
trial, yes. All right, thank you. Thank you
Thank you,
for
Judge.
dressing appropriately for court. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. Yes.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
I'm here on Anthony Blackburn,
Mhm.
discovery hearing set date. I think that's what the notice was. I spoke with, Rick and we still.
So you have to sign in.
Oh, I.
Yes. That's okay.
Sorry, I'm so bad.
All right, anyone else ready?
Voice one down, please. The rules of favor.
Alonzo Taylor.
You're good.
All right, this is a motion to revoke.
It is, Judge.
All right. I don't have anything on the motion to revoke.
Here's the court summary, Judge. And specifically, Judge, this is a motion to set bond that I had filed on the motion to revoke.
Have you all discussed the motion to revoke?
I have, Judge.
So is this going to be contested?
At this point, it would be, Judge. The new number one is very new. I have not received the discovery as of yet. 'Cause
Are there other allegations in the motion other than the new number one?
There are, Judge.
All right, Norma, set this for a contested hearing in 10 days. When is it set? All right, your contested hearing is going to be December 18th.
And Judge, on behalf of my client regarding the motion to set bond,
Oh, we'll hear that. I'll hear your motion to set bond, but y'all need to be ready for a contested hearing on December 18th.
understood.
All right, did you file a motion for bond?
I did, Judge. I have it ready.
All right, thank you.
Judge.
State, are you ready to proceed?
Just 1 second, Judge.
And I apologize, Judge. I bring with Megan, so.
All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 6828, State versus Alonzo Taylor. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Lauren Espinoza for the state.
And Jonathan Alvarado for the defense.
And are you Alonzo Miguel Taylor?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this is a motion to revoke, and counsel, you're requesting a bond be set.
Correct, Judge.
All right. Have you all agreed on amount or no?
No, Judge.
All right. And defense, what amount of bond are you requesting?
Judge, in my review of the bonds that have previously been set for this cases for this case, one was 10,000, one was 15,000. I would recommend Judge 30,000 as far as the bond goes. He does have a new number one. It's just one case to burglary habitation. And that case, Judge, his bond is already set at $75,000, so there's already a high amount. Given that, and given that it's on for a third degree, I would ask for 30,000.
All right. And state, what are you requesting?
Judge, I'm requesting $100,000 with full GPS and then no contact with some individuals. And I do have a state exhibit one for purposes of the hearing that I'd like the court to review and send in the vote.
All right. The court will review state's exhibit. Any objection?
Not for the purposes of this hearing.
Thank you. All right. The court has reviewed state's exhibits. Defense, do you have any witnesses to call with regards to bond amount?
Not at this time, Judge.
All right, then I don't know what he's able to afford. This is what the court is going to do. The court is going to set your bond at $150,000. There's going to be full GPS. There's to be no contact with the following: form. And probation, that's a contested hearing on December 18th. And if you could return that to, have you ever had a chance to see a court summary before? All right, court summary is the summary from probation. And it gives you an update on how someone was doing on probation. And it also talk about the new number ones, if there are new number ones. All right, who's next? Sorry, 6 what? That's not on page 6. You're saying Anthony Blackberry?
Yes.
That's not on page 6. You said one down?
Page 6 is on that one.
Ah, okay.
Didn't see.
All right, thank you. Anthony Blackburn. Hello, how's it going?
Good.
This is not quite New York weather, but people are acting as though it is. I know you're just like, oh, this is nothing. We asked for this weather and then when we get it, we're like, no.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Prosecutor Robert Maurer up here. He's off to the side.
I'll take them.
Everyone's getting prison time.
No, I won't take them.
Yeah. All right, this is this family violence?
Yes, it is.
All right, who's the family violence prosecutor on this case?
I was dealing with Rick, but he went upstairs.
All right, so can you tell me, have you received all discovery?
I haven't yet.
All right, what
I'm-
discovery
I'm
is
deleting
missing?
Multiple videos, his arrest video and some other videos. Apparently there was a whole bunch of officers on the scene and I haven't received them all.
Okay. So on this case, allegedly, is there any children involved or no?
No.
All right.
Your Honor, I apologize. Ashley Jones for the record. I didn't hear the defendant's name.
Oh, it's Anthony Blackburn.
Thank you.
No, this was with his adult children. They're in their 20s.
Okay. Are there any 911 calls that you know about or that have you received those?
I'm
911 calls.
Let me see, Jeff. We do have the 911 call.
Okay. I'm just trying to, he's saying that there are some videos that are not, I guess they're not uploaded yet.
Your Honor, I can double check. I have here that we have all the body cam for all the officers that have body cam. I know there's been issues with discovery and defense attorneys not being able to access some discovery, so that might be the issue. They might have too much, they might be too big of a fuss.
All right, Norma, recall this for the last week in December. It's to make sure that you have access to the discovery.
Okay.
All right, so we'll be back on December 16th and council, if you can make sure there's no issue with uploading it.
Okay.
And if there is, if you'll make sure you bring a USB or something.
You got it. I will do that.
All right, thank
Judge.
you. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. You're welcome. All right, who's next?
4, second one down, and Mario Rodriguez.
Mario Rodriguez.
Judge, he's only he speaks only Spanish.
Oh,
I'm trying to get out, so they're bringing me a jury in the 290, but it was
Yes.
just to sign a contract.
Okay.
We're turning that in today.
Okay, so what is the contract for? All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a PTD?
I guess I can do January 5th.
Okay. Let me put it on here.
Good luck on your trial.
Thank you, Your Honor. I
All right,
appreciate it.
and if you'll let him know, we'll bring him back at that time.
Ok, vamos a regresar a corte el día 5 de enero si no rechazan el caso. Si lo
Oh, and
rechazan,
Monica.
con migración, vamos a tener que regresar.
Monica, if you'll also let him know that if everything is completed before then, he may not need to come back.
I just said that.
Oh, okay, awesome. All right, thank
Ya
you.
estoy traduciendo porque él- ya puedes ir con él. Gracias.
All right, who's next?
Page 2, this is the third one down. Michael here.
Is there anyone before that one? Oh, just one second, Mr. DeLeon. All right, and you're working on those?
Yes.
All right, Marcos Rios.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. Yes.
You speak loud enough for
Here we go.
report.
Judge, I want to report to the court, the CD the state provided to me yesterday would not play. From what maybe I have a bad computer, but it would not play. And apparently there's hours of body cam videos which are necessary so I can properly represent Mr. Rios for cross-examination purposes. It's not a matter of entering it into evidence, which would typically never happen anyways. But I need to look at that information because there's several family members the day the crime allegedly occurred, where I need to understand what they were saying to the officer. So because of that, Judge, I'm asking for a continuance. 1 week would be
Well,
fine.
no, here's the thing. You shouldn't have to ask for a continuance when you didn't receive the discovery. The state should be asking for a continuance.
Judge, sure, I mean, the state will ask for a continuance.
All right, the state is going to file a motion for continuance, and this is going to come back on December 8th. At that time, counsel, with regards to the discovery that you've received, if you file a motion to exclude, the court will consider it. All right, we are going to go on the record. Court is calling 2025 CR 0079192 State versus Marcos Antonio Rios. Can I have parties announced for the record?
Ashley Jones with the state.
And Michael DeLeon representing Mr. Rios.
And are you Mr. Rios?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we were scheduled for jury trial yesterday. And defense, I believe you were given new evidence. Well, not new, but evidence that you had not received before.
That's correct. I was given a CD, Your Honor, with apparently a lot of gigabytes or whatever of body cam of the video of sheriff's officers responding to the scene the day the alleged crime occurred. I needed to review that. I put it in my computer, Judge. It would not play. Kept spitting it out. When I looked at it, cleaned it and everything, and still nothing. So because of that, Judge, I need time to review body cam footage. So we're asking for just a little bit more time so we can properly prepare for a trial.
State?
Yes, so the state provided defense counsel the body cam. Understandably, it was late. And so the state will ask for a continuance.
Any objection to the state's oral motion for continuance?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, state's motion for continuance will be granted. Defense, with regards to the evidence that you've received. If you file a motion to exclude, the court will consider it. This will be recalled for December 8th.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Let's have a seat. Do we need to sign anything, Judge? or-
Yes, a reset form.
Okay. Right behind you.
And Mr. DeLeon, if you'll make sure that whatever is issues with the disc, that is.
Actually working it out right now,
Okay.
Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, who's ready? All right, thank you. The attorney on Ricky Pardo, did you do a certification of appeal?
It's gonna be continuing with things. Am I doing it anyway?
Well, I mean, but I still need that done.
How much I care about the rainforest.
Oh, yes.
Brazos County is you, please on iPad.
For some reason, that case didn't make it on my docket, yesterday, Judge. That's why-
What is the call, Stemmer?
Oh, shoot. I don't have it. I sent you the text message on the federal case that he's serving time on. But I'll get it for you. It was on yesterday's docket.
Okay. Mhm. All right, so when is his date? The federal date?
He was sentenced in March of this year to a year and a day. And the reason that it was a year and a day, as I understand it, that it allows him to get a little good time credit.
Okay.
So I would expect maybe February or March, he'll be released. But I'm sure there's a hold on, Bear County hold on him. Can you see if there's a warrant out for him?
There is. Norma, on this case, Megan, are you taking over the case of Gilberto Alonso Castillo Torres? That's the person who's in federal custody?
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll set it for jury trial in February. All right, could I have a jury trial date for February, please?
Can I have another kind of pre-hearing, because I've not ever talked to him, but one time at the jail. So I can just have him.
February 23rd? You'll have to do it off docket because it's a state jail felony.
Gotcha.
All right, thank you. So that will be your jury trial date and plea deadline date.
Okay.
You're welcome.
That's all.
Oh, gosh.
I don't want to say they see for thought.
Hey, Scott, you wanna go break that for?
Fourth floor.
All right, everyone, just give us about 10 minutes. I'm gonna wait for that to be taken care of outside, then we'll continue.
Out there?
Whole family.
Oh.
I'm doing a motion to revoke right now. All right, Ricky Pardo,
You're already judge.
hello.
Hello, ma'am.
All right, the court is calling 2024 CR 008370, State versus Ricky Pardo. Can I have parties announced for the record?
Melissa Albin from state.
Robert Mauer for defendant.
And are you Mr. Pardo?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the motion to revoke community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Ricky Pardo who's placed on community supervision in 2024 CR 008370 for the offense of injury, bodily injury against an elderly or disabled person on September 23rd, 2024 for a term of 6 years? Is that you?
Yes, it was 5 years, but yes, ma'am.
No, it's for 6 years.
Yeah. It's on, I think it's on the judgment.
Yes. So you're on probation for 6 years. Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
On or about the 8th day of October 2025 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Ricky Pardo committed the offense of criminal trespass in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Yes, true.
All right. Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, I could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 6 years in the prison?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. We are in agreement to follow the probation department's recommendation, which is to hold him in jail until a bed is available at status on the relapse track. And then we will take into consideration the new criminal trespass. We would like to add a condition.
What is the criminal trespass cause number?
It is 2025 CC 014713.
Yes.
And we'd like to add a condition related to that, that the probation, that the defendant have no contact with 2412.
Any objection to the court reviewing the court summary?
None.
All right, you'll raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear and affirm that the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Ricky Pardo.
All right, so what is it you need to be successful in probation? What's going on in your life?
I just wanted to show you that I can finish my probation if I just get another chance, you know?
No. That's not my question. Like, everybody wants another chance usually to finish probation. My question for you is, what do you need to be successful? So you've pled true to a criminal trespass, which means you were somewhere you were not supposed to be and somebody told you you can't be there, but you were there anyway.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is going on in your life that you are not being successful on probation?
I was coming out dirty on my UAs.
All right, and so what drugs were you using?
Meth.
All right, how long have you been using that?
I use it sometimes, not all the time, but I was coming out dirty on my probation. That's what I was asking to go back to SATA or
Okay.
to do the program.
And do you
again.
have any mental health issues?
No, ma'am.
Have you ever been diagnosed with any mental health issues?
No, ma'am.
Do you have any family support?
Yes, ma'am.
And who is your family support system?
My mom, my uncle.
All right. Is there anything else?
No, Judge.
This is what the court is going to do. I'm going to give you a choice. All right. I understand that the case that he's on probation for, he has some cognitive issues. And that was the cause of the case that he's on probation for. So I'm going to give you a choice. These are your only two choices. You have no other choice. One, I follow the agreement that you've reached, or I will revoke you and sentence you to 3 years in the prison. And with the 3 years in the prison, I'll recommend therapeutic community. However, I can't force in the place you in the program because I don't have jurisdiction to do that. So those are your two choices. Continue with the recommendations that have been given, or either revoke in 3 years.
What is it? Stage of felony or TDC?
No, this is TDC. Do you need to discuss it with your attorney?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
All right, if you'll discuss it with him and then just skip in line and come back and let me know. Who's ready?
Let's do page one, fourth one down.
Juan Martinez.
Yeah, she's ready whenever.
All right, let me just give them their setting on this and then I'll take you back up.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Take pictures, people have for court reports.
So in this case, we had the photo lineup issue.
That's been taken care of, Judge, and I'm happy with the procedures.
Okay. All right, is there anything that's outstanding? All right, so on this case, if y'all will confer with Ms. Ferguson on a jury trial date, your jury trial date and plea deadline date will be the same date.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So if you'll confer with her and let me know what date that will be.
Will do.
And then Robert Mauer. All right, come up. We're back on the record on Ricky Pardo. Mr. Pardo, what have you decided?
Go ahead and finish the probation. I can get it done.
All right. So this is what the court is going to do. The court will follow your agreement. The court is finding violation of condition number 1 true. The court will take in consideration 2025 CC 014713. If you'll make sure to take that to whatever court counsel. There's to be no contact with Perez. And the following is to take place in custody. There's to be a alternate amend conditions to include SATF. If not accepted, then a referral to felony drug court. I'm not doing felony drug court first because there's a shortage with personnel there and there's a wait time. And upon release, There's going to be 60 sober meetings in 60 days. And all previous conditions are to remain. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, ma'am, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, we're off the record. Here's the thing. When you see yourself struggling and going off track, you should be calling your sponsor. If you don't have a sponsor, reach out to your probation officer so we can try to help you get back on track.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're going to keep doing this dance. You
She
understand?
helped me out 'cause she signed me up for status again.
Okay.
Yeah, so she was helping me out.
All right. Good luck, okay?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Merry
How many
Christmas.
get the dismissal on the other case, Melissa? No.
All right. Oh, I'm not allowed to sign that.
Judge Medford?
Yes.
Your Honor, on Juan Martinez, 3 February for trial date.
I'm sorry, when?
3 February for trial date on Juan Martinez.
You're doing that military thing on me. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Yes. Oh, and Mr. Featherston? If you can make sure that I have an acknowledgement of discovery.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I think I may have, but just double check.
We'll do, Judge. We'll redo one for you.
All right, thank you. No, it is not.
Yes, it is.
Hey, Juan Carlos said it's not. Now, mind you, that may have something to do with his New York background, but yeah, so.
Yeah, although he is Dominican, so they would.
Yes.
Here I was stressing all morning about this.
She's got one other case that's holding in. Do I need to file a motion, have a bond hearing on that?
Let me find the page she's on.
It's an unindicted case.
Oh, yes, you'll need to file a motion to set bond. You can speak with, see if Judge Nahara or Judge Halstead can hear it.
Okay.
All right, who is here on William Clark Gordon?
I am Judge.
And probation, there's no application, is that correct?
It's straight time, Jake.
Court is calling 2025 CR 010472, State versus William Clark Gordon. Else?
Lauren Espinosa for the state.
Robert Mauer for defendant.
And are you Mr. Gordon?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery?
I have, Judge.
And did you review it with your client?
Yes.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Gordon, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I did.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Gordon, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, sir.
You're charged with burglary of a building. Normally, that's a state jail felony punishment range, but the state is proceeding on the repeat offender enhancement allegation. If that's found to be true, your range of punishment will be anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, The fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. By entering this plea, you're giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has,
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do,
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
yes,
Mr. Gordon, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
If you're not a U.S. citizen, by entering this plea, you can be deported, denied naturalization, and reentry. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
According to the plea, you'd agree that you've been previously convicted of one or two or more felonies for purposes of enhancement. Punishment is to be assessed at 3 years in the prison. There's $1,000 fine, no applications, and there's to be restitution to Robin, that's with an I, Baker. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, sir.
Defense?
yes,
State?
Yes, Judge.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes.
By signing that, you're waiving your right to appeal. The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
no,
Then to the offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
To the enhancement, how do you plead? True or not true?
True.
State any evidence.
Yes, Your Honor, state offered states exhibit one in all attachments.
no objections,
All right, state you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, sir.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits one and attachments, and the court will review the same. After reviewing states exhibits one and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. The court will find the enhancements true based upon your plea of true and based upon states exhibits one and attachments. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we just asked the court to follow the plea bargain. My client feels it's the right thing to do.
All right, the court will sentence you to 3 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. There's $1,000 fine. There's to be no contact and restitution to Robin Baker. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
No, Judge.
Did you review the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, sir.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, we can go off the record. How old are you?
40.
All right. So let me ask you this, because you're being sentenced to 3 years in the prison. Was this worth it?
What I did? No.
So if you don't change your ways, you're going to find yourself living at the prison. You understand?
Uh-huh. Over it, yeah.
All right. Good luck to you. Okay.
Thank
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Who's next? All right, Timothy Rebus.
Morning, Judge. We're present on that.
All right. All right, so counsel, on the discovery acknowledgement, it has Danny Rebus, but on the docket, he's listed as Timothy Trinidad Rebus.
Yeah, that's Danny Rivas, Judge.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Danny Rebus.
We're present, Judge. He's out of custody.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, today's plea deadline date.
Yes, Judge, we do not have a
All right. And just one moment. All right.
He's been perfect on pretrial supervision.
All right. So do you want a jury trial or bench trial?
A jury trial.
All right, Norma, I need a jury trial date. This should be a short trial. Probably 3 days total. That includes selection. All right, your jury trial date will be January 12th. Your plea deadline date has expired. The court will not consider any plea agreements without good cause. Otherwise, you have to plea open to the court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court and being on time. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, who else is ready?
Real quick. I just don't think this case was meant to be a TIC, but it was not, the order was not signed. I think Robert held on to it.
Oh, no. He just did it today. He'll have to take it to County Court 9.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Yes. Vanessa Herman.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Vanessa Herman. Her attorney's not here. Who's next? Just have a seat. Charles Atwell. Who's the attorney for Charles Atwell? All right, who else is ready? I'm sorry, who? All right, Tiana Cheeseman. All right, today's plea deadline date.
Your Honor, I just got retained to assist on this particular matter. I've gone through some of the file. I don't think I've gone through all of it. The primary reason is I think there's a lot of data that we are still yet to get to the DA. We're in the process of amassing some data. She's a 43-year-old registered nurse at the University Health System with no prior
All
record.
right, so here's the thing. I understand what everybody's saying, but this case has been going on since July. Legally, when people hire an attorney, I always learn something new about the law. When people hire another attorney, guess what? They're not entitled to 10 days for the attorney to prepare. So today is plea deadline date. Y'all need to talk with Ms. Ferguson. Select your jury trial date. It will be a jury trial date and a plea deadline date. So if you'll speak with Ms. Ferguson. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, Norma. They need a jury trial date. All right. Your jury trial date will be January 6th. Yes, jury trial date and plea deadline date. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. You're welcome. Who's here on Alex Sosa? And is this an application? Court is calling 2025 CR 12006, State versus Alex Sosa. Can I have parties announced?
In Gallagher for the state.
Coronado Commissioner Soto.
And are you Mr. Sosa?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Sosa, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Sosa, did you review court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Your charge is possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram. That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses. The state would call in the right to remain silent. By entering this plea, you're giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Sosa, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
If you're not a U.S. citizen, by entering this plea, you will be deported, denied naturalization, and re-entry. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 60 days in the Bexar County Jail under 1244. There's an $800 fine. State will take in consideration 2025 PF 38935. And there are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am. I did.
By signing that, you're waiving your right to appeal. The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence.
State offer states one an attachment.
No objection, Your Honor.
State, you may be excused. Up. Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, I did, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses? The state would call in the right to remain silent.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. Court has reviewed the same. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find him guilty and the court will find him guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Other than he's ready to start a sentence right now, Your Honor.
All right, the court will sentence you to 60 days in the Bexar County Jail under 1244. There's an $800 fine. Time and money will run concurrently. The court will take in consideration 2025 PF 38935. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Did you review the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. We can go off the record. Here's the thing. If you have a drug problem, which it appears you do, once you're released from the jail, if you cannot find a place that can help you maintain your sobriety, if I'm still here, you come back here, I will pick up the phone and call a place that will help you.
Thank you.
Otherwise, what's going to end up happening, only one or two things. Either you're going to end up in and out of prison, or either somebody's going to have to identify your body because the last time you use may be the last time you use, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. He's going into custody.
Maybe be excused.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's Alex Sosa. Who's next? David Hernandez.
Hello, Derek. He's Stephen Fox.
All right.
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. How's it going?
Good, thank you.
Getting over cold and everything.
You are? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, at least your football team has a new coach.
Oh my gosh, don't even get me started on that. I'm not in agreement.
Well, they're paying $53 million to make one go away, and they're paying another 90 million to have this guy.
They could have gotten us. We would have surrounded ourselves with people. Well, not even half. Wouldn't you accept just maybe $2 million? And then they could $2 million each. Then maybe they could pay us, bonuses for each game.
Yeah. And each game our players didn't get arrested.
Hey,
So-
hey, put him to trial now. All right. So, where are we with discovery, everything?
I was just gonna request a very short reset, just a few days or a week. Mr. Hernandez is in the jail. He has leukemia and some other health conditions. I'm gonna try to get records and
Mhm.
speak to the jail. I've conferred with the state. They've made us a very nice offer, but we're trying to obviously work on a little bit more.
When do you want to call it back?
Can we do it either Friday or next week?
We can do it next week.
Okay, next week.
Monday or Tuesday.
It doesn't matter. We're good.
You want-
Tuesday.
All right. Norma, if you can recall Mr. Hernandez for December 9th. Yes. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your
You're
Honor.
welcome. Potential disposition. So where is Alfonso Cabanas in line? Because he's been sitting. He has Rivas. All right, Alfonso Cabanas. All right, I don't think he's signed in. What is? All right, thank you. See, I should stay in my lane. Yes. Oh, sometimes it's just for the case to be resolved, either through plea or jury trial. Let me think about it.
That's what I heard before.
Yeah. All right, Alexis Hernandez or Alex Hernandez? You give that to probation. Probation, this is an application.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Court is calling 2025 CR 008924 State versus Alexis Hernandez. Can I have parties announce?
Will Brooks, appearing for Luis Martinez, defendant.
All right, any objection to this attorney standing in for Mr. Martinez? Counsel, have you received all discovery?
I believe Mr. Martinez acknowledged that he had, Judge.
All right, and did your attorney review the discovery with you?
Yes, ma'am, correct.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Hernandez, did you review the application for deferred adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am. Correct.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Hernandez, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
You're charged with stalking. That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to proceed with trial. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. By entering this plea, you're giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
But can you repeat that one more time?
All right. You understand you have a right to jury trial,
Oh, yes, ma'am. Correct.
right to remain silent,
Yes, ma'am. Correct. Sorry about.
right for your attorney to cross-examine any witnesses?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you're giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into this plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that the court would grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison.
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, he has, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Judge.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
If you're not a U.S. citizen, by entering this plea, you will be deported, denied naturalization, and reentry. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at a $1,500 fine. State is recommending deferred adjudication. Protective order. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am. Correct.
Defense?
Yes, Judge.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am. Correct.
By signing that, you're waiving your right to appeal. The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, it's my understanding there have been no such motions.
That's my understanding.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 6 years, 200 hours community service restitution, anger management, TAP evaluation, and follow all recommendations in MRT. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am. Correct.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
State would offer State's Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
No objections to state one or attachments, Judge.
And state, have you spoken with the complainant?
We have, Your Honor.
All right, state, you may be excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Sir, did you review the document entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am. Correct.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Correct.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the scene. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We'll waive a PSI and proceed with sentencing today.
All right, how old are you?
I'm 21.
All right, you all, according to this, have only been dating for 2 months. So do you live with your parents?
No, I don't.
You live by yourself?
I live with my girlfriend right now at the moment.
So you now have another girlfriend.
Yes.
All right, so this is what I understand. When somebody says they don't want you anymore, You have to accept that. I don't even know how you would find time to text hundreds of times. That's a lot of texting,
People's fingers are so fast these
Yeah.
days, Judge.
especially when you're my age and you have to do complete sentences with the right caps. Yeah.
To hold the phone up in there. a lot.
And then driving by somebody's home.
Judge,
And
it
yes.
is my understanding that since this incident, there's been no contact. He's been subject to a protective order aside from the lifetime. And there's been no issues with violating that protective order. Judge, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No problem. So do you understand when somebody doesn't want you any longer, it's over?
Yes, ma'am. Correct.
And this person that you're in with the relationship now, are they aware of this?
Yes, right.
All right. So if this person you're in a relationship with now tells you they don't want you anymore, you call it a day. You know. What's the Bonnie Raitt song? I can't make you love me if you won't.
We
You
should
know?
all adhere to that.
Yeah, you got to move on. All right, the court will sentence you to 6 years deferred adjudication. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. Proof of employment. Are you currently employed?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do?
Construction.
All right, proof of employment in 45 days, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no contact with there's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. Do you have any children? Any children on the way?
On the way.
All right. Once he completes parenting classes, 100 hours will be deemed satisfied. The remaining 100 hours will be deemed satisfied upon completion of the MRT, which I am requesting. And there's to be a TAP evaluation out of custody. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
Judge, I didn't even hear you mention it, but I was gonna ask, if the court would give him some dispensation on the fine, given his age.
Oh, I didn't order a fine.
That's what I.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Nothing further.
If anybody's going to object to the court not ordering a fine?
No, Judge.
All right, thank you. I think this, one, I don't take any of this lightly, but I understand that you're only 21. I don't think this was an anger management issue. I think this was you think you're living in Romeo and Juliet and you can see it didn't end well for them. So let it go. Like Elsa, let it go. All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am. Correct.
Because it's a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. And remember what I said, when somebody doesn't want you anymore, let it go, because maybe there's somebody better that you're supposed to be with.
Sure.
All right? Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
Oh, thank you. Let's do field visits one time per month for 3 months. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
I'm sorry, what? Yes, they just zoomed in.
You can see Mr. Solomon somewhere?
No. All right, who else is ready? Page 5. All right, Vanessa Herman.
Morning.
Good morning. Hello, why were you late for court?
I was on a bus.
All right, so here's the thing. Court starts at 9. I understand about bus. I used to take the bus. And you have a choice usually with the bus. Either you arrive at a place 2 hours early, or either sometimes you arrive late. So you know what time I would arrive at court? 7:30. Now, I could have taken my chances with the bus, but when you're late, you know what that usually tells somebody? At least I was always taught. I had more important things to do than to be before you. That's what tardiness means. So unless there's some sort of emergency, like somebody's in the hospital or something of that nature, whenever you're late for anything, that's telling the other person, I have something more important. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so where are we on discovery?
Your Honor, states submitted all discovery in compliance with that. I believe we have an agreement worked out. We just need to take care of traffic tickets, and then there's a chance that we're gonna do pretrial diversion on this.
When is that going to be completed?
So she is gonna go over there this week and take care of it, hopefully, but I don't know how much money she's gonna have to pay, Your Honor, so I'm asking for at least. Are you gonna do any dockets into that December 21st, 22nd?
No, I'll recall you back on December 9th. That's a Tuesday.
We do December 11th. Oh, actually, December 9th is fine. I'll be here.
Yes. All right. Thank you. Good seeing you.
All right, we'll come
All
back.
right. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Who's next?
Jeremy Bass, page 4, preamble.
Me again, Judge.
All right. Jeremy Bass.
Come on up, Jeremy. Okay. Let's make sure you speak up.
Hello.
Morning.
Good morning. Thank you for dressing appropriately for
Go
court.
ahead. Of course.
All right. Where are we on discovery?
Your Honor, I reviewed it just now and I believe there are 4 audios between the detective and various witnesses in this case that I'm going to send an email to get from him. I should be able to get those within the next week or so because they are in evidence.com, so it's a matter of sending the link.
All right. You're already going to be here on December 9th.
We'll see you then as well, Judge.
All right. We'll bring you back on December 9th for discovery. Norman, this is for discovery, December 9th. All right. Thank you. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Who's next?
I just need to put, the dating advice that I give my students, and that is Ariana Grande. Thank you. Next.
All right. Charles Atwell.
That's what I was referencing.
Where is he?
He didn't show up, Judge.
All right, Deputy, if you could make an announcement for Charles Atwell in the hallway, please. Court is calling 2025 CR 013125 State versus Charles W. Atwell III. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? For the defense? All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 11:16 a.m. The defendant did not announce for the docket. Deputy, did you make an announcement?
Yes, I did.
Response?
No response.
All right, defense, have you had contact with your client?
Yes, I texted him this morning, first contact I've ever had. Told him he had to be here or warrant would be issued for people.
All right, state. All right, the court will issue a judge's warrant, remand your client without, I'm sorry, the court will issue a bond forfeiture, remand your client without bond. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Who's next? Gary Hernandez.
Yes, sir.
Hello, why were you late for court?
I'm sorry, ma'am. I have a prosthetic and I was parking. I
Okay,
apologize.
all right. Just make sure you're on time, you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. All right, the court is calling 2025 CR 010538 State versus Gary Hernandez. Can I have parties announced?
Lawrence knows for the seat.
Tony Jimenez for Mr. Hernandez.
And are you Mr. Hernandez?
Yes, I am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yeah.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Hernandez, did you review the application for probation with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, yeah.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor, state moves to waive count 1 and proceed on count 2.
Any objection?
None.
Mr. Hernandez, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
And count 1, you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 to 200 grams. That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. By entering this plea, you're giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes,
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
He was wrong.
Mr. Hernandez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you're not a U.S. citizen, by entering this plea, you will be deported, denied naturalization, and reentry. Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on count 2. Punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 6 years in the prison. There's no application for deferred adjudication. The state is silent on your application for community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
It is.
State?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
By signing that, you're waiving your right to appeal. The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No.
Then to count 2, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty, Your Honor.
State any evidence.
Plead for state's exhibit 1 in all attachments.
No objection.
All right, did you review the waiver and, state, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial?
Yes.
A right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. Court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Not at this time, Judge. Change my mind. I'll go forward, Judge.
Right. Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, there's a number of things. My client is an amputee. He's on Social Security benefits right now. CPS was involved in his case. He's at the process whether is it going to be a reunification sometime in January or February of next year. He's consistently visited his child who's in Travis County right now, Austin, Texas, with his wife. He's completed various classes in order to have reunification recommendation by CPS. Those classes have been provided to the state's attorney. He's completed additional classes with respect to his drug use. He was at the time addicted to methamphetamine. He was making contact online, hoping to sell or feed his dependency on methamphetamine. He's overcome that. He's been clean ever since, not only because of supervision by CPS, but also
supervision by the pretrial service officers. He's respectfully asking the court for its consideration and granting him probation in this case.
All right. I'm going to give you a choice. I read the stipulations. Here are your choices. One, I can grant your application, or I'll sentence you to 2 years in the prison. Which do you prefer?
I would prefer application probation.
All right. So what are the conditions CPS have with regards to your children?
Right now, we have classes for BIP over in January 5th. Once that's completed, I've already completed parenting, outpatient. BIP is the last thing we have to do. I'm in therapy, family therapy, individual therapy. And I just got a doctor referral for a psychiatrist as well, which they recommended. We should be done with everything by January 5th, by January 5th. And February is when we get our daughter back.
Okay. So what is your visitation schedule?
Right now it's every week for 2 hours, but starting next week, it starts every 2 weeks for 4 hours.
And is that supervised?
It's supervised right now, yes.
Okay.
And then we do 1 week family therapy sessions by Zoom.
Okay. All right. This is what the court is going to do. As previously stated, the court is finding you guilty. The court will sentence you to 6 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 4 years. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. Once your visitation changes with CPS, let me know. What I can tell you, in order for me to change the no unsupervised contact with minors, your caseworker will need to Zoom in so that I can speak with them. There's going to be field visits 1 time per month until further notice. And are you staying in Bexar County or Travis?
No, we live in Bexar County.
Okay. There's to be compliance with CPS, a TAP evaluation and MIC evaluation out of custody, and probation. If you could confer with the CPS service plan to make sure that nothing's overlapping. So if there's mental health that's needed, if they're doing it on the CPS side, you can just allow the CPS side to do that. There's going to be 100 hours of community service restitution. If he's completed the parenting classes on CPS, that'll go towards the community service hours. You're welcome. There's going to be proof of employment or SSI within 45 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. And are you currently doing any type of sober support meetings?
Yes. So I'm still doing 2 classes every week. And then I'm sorry, it's 3 classes, 2 by Zoom and 1 in person every week with lifetime recovery.
Okay, and he's to continue sober support meetings with lifetime recovery. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, Your Honor. Thank you so much for the chance.
You're welcome. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, I did.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question about that, you'll need to speak to an attorney.
I understand.
Okay. All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. I used to do a lot of CPS cases in the past. Make sure that you stay on track. Do not have step on anything, because once you have slip ups like, oh, well, I missed my meeting today, I'll just double up on it. You will look up and find that you've gone completely off track. All right.
Oh, I know. We've worked very hard, and we have 2 more months. We should be back with our daughter. So.
Okay. So here, and I'm telling you, if you're not going to stay clean and sober for yourself, you really should do it for yourself. But if not, do it for your child. Because your child is not even in Bexar County, right? They spread children when they are in CPS care. They spread them throughout the state, and that's because they don't have placements for them in different places.
For Austin, so I know it's hard.
Yeah, it is.
I know she's feeling it too.
And sometimes they take them out of state. Okay? All right, in this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If there's an issue, you need to let probation know about it. If you feel they're not addressing it, you can always come back to court.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, good luck to you, okay?
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Yes, you're welcome. Who's next? Jason Ordano. Hello, good morning. That's okay. He can take his time. I'm waiting for Odyssey to pull up anyway.
Well, while you're waiting, Judge, if I can update you on our
Yes.
progress here. We've worked on an agreement that this case will be TIC. He's got to resolve 2 other cases that I went and had set for tomorrow morning.
Okay,
So
so then what I'll do is we can recall this for tomorrow, and if everything's taken care of.
very good.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, this is gonna come back on December 3rd. All right, see
Thank
y'all
you.
then.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. And that's for a disposition. All right, who's next? Joe Victor Campa. Probation, this is a plea application. And Norma, if you can get that attorney for the person from Atascosa.
I'm reviewing the files to give them an offer.
Okay, whenever you all are ready, just let me know. All right. How's your wife doing?
Much better, Judge. Thank you for asking.
Oh, that is awesome. All right, the court is calling 2025 CR 012573, State versus Joe Victor Campa. Could I have parties announced?
State.
Michael J. Sawyer for the defendant.
And are you Mr. Campa?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, I haven't covered it all.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Campa, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Campa, did you review the court's admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it
Yes,
in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're charged with possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1, 4 to 200 grams. That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses. The state would call in the right to remain silent. By entering this plea, you are giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor, he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Campa, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
If you're not a U.S. citizen, by entering this plea, you will be deported, denied naturalization, and re-entry. Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
According to the plea, there's $1,000 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. They will take in consideration 2025 PF 10378. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
By signing that, you're waiving your right to appeal. The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
They have not, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 6 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 200 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State, any evidence?
State offers states one in attachment.
Defense has no objection.
All right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. After reviewing the same, the court will find that there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
I believe the judge has all the evidence needed.
All right. So, Mr. Campa, if you're drug tested today, what will the results be?
Good. I mean, I'm being positive. I mean, negative.
All right. When's the last time you used?
I haven't, because I've been doing my UAs and in pretrial. So
Okay.
I've done those, but 10 of those. So I've been.
All right.
doing
So what
good.
else have you been doing to maintain your sobriety? Do you have a sponsor?
Well, right now, actually, no, ma'am, because I was taking care of my mom, so my mom prison just passed, so that's what I was
Sorry to
doing.
hear that.
So that's what I was doing, so.
So
nah,
when did she pass?
It's going on 2 years, but it seems like it's hard on me, man.
All right. Are you employed?
I mean, that's what I was doing to my mom.
All right. So how do you support yourself?
I just try my best.
No, I mean, you have to have a means of support because there are fees that goes.
Two sisters, but right now we're not actually talking due to my mom passing, so it's like, it's hard on me, but my family too.
But I mean, you have to get a job. That's what I'm talking
No, I'm
about.
saying, oh, no, but I'm trying to do it as well because of my parents left me a house and I'm trying to maintain that and trying to take care of that as well.
Well, I know that, but with homes comes property taxes.
Oh, no. There was also some money that was left to me by my parents.
All right. So you just can't live off that
Oh,
unless,
no, I know, no, man, I'm not, and.
unless it's a lot of money.
Well, no, I'm not planning.
What the judge also said, you've had jobs in between.
Oh, yes, I've had jobs, yes.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, man.
No. Sometimes it's me.
Okay.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. I'm sorry. Do you live by yourself?
Yes, I do.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. 6 years deferred adjudication, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, field visits 1 time per month until further notice, proof of employment within 30 days. Right now, there should be plenty of seasonal employment.
Okay.
There should be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There should be no residing in households with minors. No unsupervised contact with minors. TAP evaluation out of custody, follow result recommendations for the TAP. 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to require you to do sober support meetings. For every sober support meeting that he does, 1 hour can be deducted from community service. take in consideration 2025 PF 10378. And state, do I need to sign anything with regards to that?
Yes, sir.
You'll have to have them sign it.
I sure will, Judge.
Sure.
Thank you.
Probation, is there anything else that's needed? Yes. All right, is there anything else that you need from the court to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If there's an issue, let your probation officer know about it. If you feel you're going to contact your sober support sponsor. If you can't get in touch with them, get in touch with probation and let them know so that we can help you. All right?
Okay.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Bridget.
Your Honor, thanks for your consideration. Have a good day.
All right. You too. Have a good one.
Have a good day.
You too. All right. Who's next? Jose Escalante. Let's see. For some reason,
Good morning, Your Honor.
good morning. Let me see. Mr. Martinez, we meet again. All right. So this is a contested hearing?
Yes, Judge. I was going to ask the court if they would entertain hearing the probation officer testimony after the lunch hour. They're about to take their lunch right now,
Mhm.
and then we'll travel down here. So if the court would allow that testimony at the 1:30, but we can do the reading and all that stuff.
All right. I tell you what, everyone just come back at 1:30.
Judge, we also have a video in the case. I'm not sure if counsel's gonna offer it, and I don't know if they might save some time for us to get access to that.
Okay, sure. All right, we'll have you back at 1:30.
Thank you. You have a good lunch.
You too. All right, who else is next? Antonio Corrales.
I'm here for you, Judge.
And where is he?
Well, I don't want to broadcast it everywhere, but that'll tell you where he's at. He's also pending competency.
Okay. And where are you all on discovery?
I'm still going through it. I'm not sure if there's anything missing.
State, do you have the blood discovery on Carrizales?
It's an egg assault.
But yeah, I know, but there was a request for blood discovery. Because that's what it has on here. Let me double check.
No, it sounds like I made a typo or something.
Oh.
Oh, no, we don't do typos here. Let me see.
Well, I didn't say it was.
Oh, I'm just teasing.
I had to look, but I mean, it's an egg assault.
Oh, there is a typo. Let me double check though. Let me do the search again. That's weird.
There's a DVD in there, but it says it's been uploaded.
Okay, let me double check. Yeah, I don't know why that is here. And it has an agreement that you all have reached. Is your client on GPS or no?
I actually don't recall, Judge.
Okay.
He may be. I know he's under pretrial supervision. The parents of my client have been very communicative with pretrial, and his
Okay.
pretrial officer's aware of where he's at right now.
All right, Norma, I need a reset date for the last week in December, please. All right, we're going to come back on December 16th, and you all need to make sure all discovery is received.
I need an actual reset form from Norma since he isn't actually present.
No, you don't need the reset form. If you can make sure this is in his file, please. Yes.
Oh, may I have excuse?
Yes. Vincent Savage. Okay. What page is Mr. Savage on? Thank you. Counsel, are there any applications?
No, Judge.
All right, probation, no applications. Court is calling 2025 CR 0005522-02, State versus Vincent Savage. Could I have parties announced for the record?
Melissa Alvin, State.
Charles Blunt for Mr. Savage.
And are you Mr. Savage?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I have and I did.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Savage, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are not, Your Honor. We are proceeding on the lesser included as deadly conduct and we're waiving counsel.
We have no objection.
Okay. All right, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on a Class A misdemeanor deadly conduct? The range of punishment for that offense is up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine. If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a right to a jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. By entering this plea, you're giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights
Yes,
and
ma'am.
enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Absolutely.
Mr. Savage, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
If you're not a U.S. citizen by entering this plea, you will be deported, denied naturalization, and re-entry. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on count 1, the lesser included offense of deadly conduct. Punishment is to be assessed. All right, y'all are proceeding on deadly conduct as a Class A misdemeanor, is that correct? All right, so then this is not 1244. Any objections?
No,
I'm sorry.
no, it's not 1244. It's just straight.
All right, any objection to the court removing that?
No.
All right, punishment is to be assessed at 294 days in the Bexar County Jail. There are no applications. The state is taking in consideration 2025 PF 42164. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Judge.
State?
Yes.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
By signing that you're waiving your right to appeal, the only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions? Then to the lesser included offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
Did not present the evidence states exhibit one was attachment.
No objections.
All right, state you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you cite it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty of the lesser included offense, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We believe he's worthy of the plea bargain. He has the number of days in jail already served, so we're asking that you follow the plea bargain and find his judgment to be satisfied.
All right, this is what the court will do. As previously stated, the court is going to find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 294 days in the Bexar County Jail. Take in consideration 2025 PF 42164. Give you credit for any time served. There's to be no contact with the following: to appeal. Right here. And Mr. Savage, you'll need to make better choices. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself in and out of prisons. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, Norma, Atascosa County is no longer on here. Norma. Yes.
I just have an autograph on some. I'll let you. They're all for RC and my investigator.
So on this one, is this in addition to, or are you just asking?
That's the total one. His total exceeded the original, so this is just a new. And I've attached his total document.
Okay, let me look over this. I'll sign it, but let me review
Yeah,
it.
thank you.
Sure. Wesley Lynch. All right, if you'll come forward. Probation, there are no applications.
No, Your Honor.
Court is calling 2025 CR 010695, State versus Wesley Lynch. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Eric DeWalt, I represent Mr. Wesley Lynch.
Are you Mr. Lynch?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor. Yes.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Lynch, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Lynch, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, your charge is possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram. The range of punishment for that is normally a state jail felony punishment range. However, the state is proceeding on the enhancement. If that is proven true, then your range of punishment will be at the 3rd-degree level felony, anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Do you understand? If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. By entering this plea, you're giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you're not a U.S. citizen, by entering this plea, you will be deported, denied naturalization, and re-entry. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 3 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. State will take in consideration 2025 CC 005626, and you'd agree that you've been previously convicted for purposes of enhancement. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
And to the enhancements, how do you plead? True or not true?
True.
State any evidence.
State offers in the evidence, State Exhibit 1 with attachment.
Your Honor, we've had an opportunity to go over that in its entirety. No objections to the minutes.
All right, State, you may be excused. Did you review the document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Please, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor.
All right, the court is finding the enhancements true as well. The court will sentence you to a $1,500 fine. Time and money will run concurrent. 3 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. The court will request the therapeutic community to address any drug issues you may be experiencing. and to help you with your sobriety. Taking consideration 2025 CC 005626, and there's to be no residing in households with minors. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. If you don't change your life, you know what's going to end up happening to you? You're going to end up in prison for the rest of your life, or either somebody's going to have to identify your body because the last time you use may be the last time you use, or either the problems that you were causing at that location, somebody is going to meet you with violence. You understand? So when you're released from prison, if you cannot find a place, a transitional home to help you maintain your sobriety, if I'm still here, you come back here, I will pick up the phone, call for someone to have a placement for you. All right? All right. Good luck to you. Okay? You're welcome. All righty.
Your Honor, I have a couple, or I have one dismissal for you.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, I was trying to look up the, where what county court the misdemeanor is, I'll tell you just.
Okay.
And I didn't mean to be on my phone, Your Honor. I was looking to see how many days. On
Oh.
this case, I only represented for 11 days.
Okay.
But I'm covered.
Eric, here you are.
Thank you.
All right.